the world is moving into the future fast. And blockchain, AI, crypto, robotics, all of these technologies are revolutionizing the way that things are done. If we can understand this process and actually get ahead of it, then we as Indonesia can become the global leaders in this technology. And what we need are systems and leadership that understand this process. If we do it right, our children and our families will prosper. If we do it wrong, then we will always be below the West in all of these technologies and all of this growth. So that's what I want to talk about today. If you don't know me, my name is Khela. I have been in blockchain for 11 years. I was born in a mud house in India, and I was able to go through life and build myself up so that now I am the Indonesian ambassador for the Global Blockchain Business Council. The Global Blockchain Business Council is a group of the largest organizations, regulators, asset managers, countries in the world that have come together to make sure that as we move into this future, we can do it together in a cohesive way, in a way that allows the whole world to connect together in this digital infrastructure. Now, alongside that, there are trillions of dollars that are committed to countries that actually do this process correctly. And I know this because I consult governments, individuals, family offices in how to navigate this space, how to understand this complex technology, and how to really have the upstream digitalization that's required in the countries to make this process happen. And today Indonesia is my home. I was born in a village in India, and today I'm living in a village in Indonesia, and I love this country, and I want to raise my children here. So it's so close to my heart to know that there are leadership, there are people who are speaking about this process. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I heard Gibran speaking about the expertise in robotics, expertise in AI, expertise in blockchain. And it seems like nobody really understands that process. But to me, it's very important that these technologies are discussed. And if done right, we have trillions of dollars that will flow here, that will go into the hands of our families, that will create the growth that Indonesia deserves. So just this idea of upstream digitalization is misunderstood, because most politicians don't even understand it, because they're the old politicians from the old paradigm. They don't understand what it's like to be in the future, and they won't understand the terms of the future. So I'm telling you this, I work on a global scale in this industry, and upstream digitalization is a very, very important part of this whole journey that a country goes through. So before I go into that, let's just hear Gibran, the son of Pak Jokowi, speak about this process, because I think it's really important for you to hear the future that is envisioned for us. So here's the video.
Untuk menuju Indonesia emas dibutuhkan generasi emas. Kita harus mampu merubah future challenge menjadi future opportunity. Kita harus punya future talents yang dilengkapi dengan future skills. Untuk itu, hilirisasi digital akan kami genjot. Kita akan siapkan anak-anak muda yang ahli artificial intelligence, anak-anak muda yang ahli blockchain, anak-anak muda yang ahli robotik, anak-anak muda yang ahli perbankan syariah, anak-anak muda yang ahli crypto.
So this is why it's so important to understand these concepts, because if we can understand blockchain, AI, robotics, crypto in a way that allows our children to be educated around it, that will allow them to be experts on a global scale and compete with the world powers that have kept Indonesia away from a lot of these technologies. And it's through making our children experts in these spaces that allows our families to grow and prosper, and for Indonesia to be number one, to be a global leader in this space, because we have that power. Our population is so young that we need to give them these skills. We need experts in these spaces. And that's why somebody like Gibran saying that, it gave me so much hope, because this is what they do in the West. Trust me, I know, I'm from there. This is what they do in the West. They educate about the new technologies that they invent. They educate early, and 10, 20, 30 years down the road, when the population is fully skilled and this system is fully implemented, they win out. So that's why we need to do this. But what is it? I always get the question, what is it? What do you mean by upstream digitalization? It sounds complicated. It's even hard to say. In simple terms, the entire country of Indonesia runs on computers today. And those computers are running on old technology. They're running on technology from the 90s and the early 2000s. That's what we call Web 2 technology, right? If you've heard the word Web 3, it means the next stage of those computers. Because the Web 2 computers, they were connected together and kept in one spot. So one company owns it, like Google or Facebook. So they make all the money. Or, in this case, for the government, we have computers that are running on old technology that aren't as secure as technology that we have now. So this upstream digitalization is the process of switching that infrastructure, that digital infrastructure, to the next stage, where instead of hooking up computers in one place, we hook up computers in many places, so they can't be attacked easily. This also means that humans can't just go into all the computers and change things. There's transparency and fairness and clarity because there's computers running everywhere. If somebody tries to mess with one of the computers to give themselves an advantage, the other computers know that that's a lie and they maintain truth. There's more fairness in that process. Now, at the same time, AI is going to change everything because now it won't matter if you know how to speak English. It won't matter that you don't have the money to get lawyers and consultants and accountants. We will have all of that expertise available to us for basically free. So we have the best knowledge and wisdom available to us to use. What we have to do is we have to digitalize the infrastructure throughout the whole stream to put that knowledge into the systems. We have to change the way the computers work so that they work in a better way. And now, not only does that allow us to get better security, it allows us to get better economic opportunity because the biggest asset managers who I speak to tell me if Indonesia has the infrastructure that's equal to the Western countries, they will get more funding because the Western countries have older populations. They don't want to invest in them. They want to invest in young, growing countries where there's a lot of development to happen. But what they want is world-class data security, world-class computing systems, world-class regulations, world-class AI put into it, world-class expertise. So that's why it's so important for us to make sure we put all of this stuff into our infrastructure. And once done, it gives us so much more opportunity because that means our children can still earn dollars and still earn an equivalent amount of pay as the West while doing a better job because we've trained them better. So this upstream digitalization idea is saying to advance the technology, advance the children, advance the education into the next stage. Now, we will need regulations. That's a huge part of it. That's why somebody like Gibran is so important to me because he seems like the type of person who's going to be able to move Indonesia into the next regulatory space. We are going to need to educate around this. We're going to need leadership that actually understand it because the old leadership does the old stuff the old way. And I know that so many of us are sick of the old way of doing things. We need a new way of doing things. And sometimes people get scared of computers. But I can tell you this, when you code a computer to do something, they do it fairly. Computers do not have their own motive. They don't try to steal. They just run the things the way that we code them. All of this put together will bring so much foreign direct investment. And I'm telling you this, trillions of dollars are committed to those countries and those populations that actually implement this technology. And the Global Blockchain Business Council is at the forefront of all of this. The World Economic Forum is connected to them. And the biggest asset managers with hundreds of trillions of dollars, the sovereign wealth funds, want to put money exactly into this. So that's why I'm so passionate about this whole process, right? Now, what does a future look like when we've had the upstream digitalization completed? Imagine we have infrastructure that has AI built into it, that's built on blockchain, that has way better data security, that has robotics built into all of these. We have great education. We have great leadership to make sure that we're pushing the forefront of this technology. If that happens, our children and our families get equal access to the same opportunity that the Western people have. Our children can work for the same companies and build the same kind of companies. Our children will have access to AI expertise that they do. So we can ask the AI the same questions that they can ask and get the same wisdom from it. The education being upgraded means that our children will be able to understand the world at the same level as the West, and actually better than the West, because the amount of growth that's going to happen in Indonesia is going to be amazing. But the old system is not the way that it's going to happen. It's the new systems that are going to be the way to do it. So in that world, the old ways get changed. The people who like to not be fair and they like to take more than they give, that will be taken away, because the code will be written in a more fair way and everybody can see it. It isn't just written in a way that it's on a computer somewhere. It's public. It's open. Everybody will be able to see it. And all of that together makes Indonesia a global leader in technology, makes it attractive to investment, but also makes it attractive to talent like myself. So we come here and we raise our families here. And all of that together builds a brighter future for our families. It allows us to finally get to the level where there isn't this difference between the East and the West. We finally bring it to parity, and then the East will win. Indonesia will win. You will win. I will win. Our families will win. So please, hopefully you can understand this upstream digitalization idea. Hopefully you can understand why young leaders like Gibran are so important. And hopefully this has been valuable. Until then, much love. We'll see you next time.